I'm Christian Abbott.
I'm Nathan Lavender.
I'm Sean Abbott.
And this is the Red Mist Podcast.
Hello, welcome to the Red Mist Podcast, Season 2, Episode 3. Dale, yeah!
Woo! Earnhardt!
St. Dale. Is there any other 3 in racing? I think not. Anyways, on tonight's episode, we'll discuss sports cars in the desert, 24 hours, the Chili Bowl, a fantastic week-long event, IndyCar news, sports car news, and random musings.
Random news.
Random news.
There was a little bit of every. I mean that's not that it's that some of this stuff isn't expected on the off season of the main series that we watch and cover on this show, but yeah,
Lots of news.
yeah,
Spanning the
Well, especially this past week.
as ABC
Right.
Wild World of Sports said, spanning the world.
Mm-hmm.
And there was some kind of stuff out of left field, so it was kind of cool.
yeah.
So why don't we start with something that broke this week, the other day, in the world of NASCAR. Nate?
Yeah. Well, it's funny. I first saw this kind of hinted tweet of someone with a baseball cap looking up at 2311.
And you thought it was
And I
Bad
could-
Brad, right?
No. He's in a Ford. He's in his own team. He's doing all that moolah. But there was 2 names that immediately came to mind, just because I could tell, like, the hat, the hair, whoever. And Carl Edwards was the first person in mind. I was thinking maybe he's going to come back out of retirement and make a splash at the Daytona 500 or something. Or, I mean, maybe join full-time. I'm not sure. But the last team he was with was Joe Gibbs, and it was a Toyota, and I don't know. Maybe he has – I don't know. I was kind of spiraling with that thought. But then I looked down, and all the comments were hinting at it was either Carl Edwards or Travis Pastrana. Because someone's like, look, the hat, it's Travis Pastrana. Like, I'm like, you're basing this off of just a hat? And so I was like, I don't know. I think if I was going to take a swing at it at first guess, it'd be Carl Edwards, just because that's a safe bet to, like, drive a NASCAR and maybe make the race. But I never thought I'd say Travis Pastrana would try to qualify for the Daytona 500. He has plenty of starts in
Xfinity and trucks.
Xfinity and the Craftsman Truck Series, yes. So he has his biggest accomplishment in such was getting a pole at Talladega in the Xfinity Series. So, I mean, the super speedways, he could probably qualify quite well if 2311 brings something worthy of, their car. And I really think they could have something really happen there. Because Travis Pastrana has plenty of experience with super speedway racing. So he's no stranger to this type of racing. So I could really see if he gets a good car underneath him, he could really make something happen with this opportunity.
Yep. I think it's a welcome addition.
It is, and there's I don't know how the charter and open spots work in NASCAR. I want to say there's maybe 4 spots to get into the Daytona 500, and we're already seeing quite a few names pop up. And the last domino to fall is Ilya Castroneves, because I mean there's this huge rumor that he's either going to be with Trackhouse or the money team.
It's not going to be Trackhouse.
I know you mentioned this, and Justin Marks does not want to do that.
He doesn't want to do it because it's not. You can't. It's not worth like the hassle. And I 100% agree with him.
Right, because I mean,
like if Trackhouse, if Jimmy Johnson was itching to come back and do one, then I could see it. But I wouldn't take the chance with Helio. I know he can drive the ovals and stuff, but I think that's what Justin wants to do it so he can give someone a fair chance. So it's not going to be there. It's going to be the money team. Floyd Merriweather.
I mean, well, think about this. I mean, what a star-studded cast to try to make the Daytona 500 if that does happen. Well, Jimmy Johnson, Travis Pastrana, and now maybe Helio Castroneves. Yeah. I mean, that's some pretty high-profile names trying to get into the Great American Race.
Well, there you go. So that's exciting.
It is.
That's very, very exciting. And then we had the only other piece of NASCAR news that came out this week was Petty GMS changed their name to Legacy
Motor Club.
Yeah, which is kind of makes sense. Kind of.
I mean,
branding the past with the present, so I like it. Works.
Petty's out officially.
Well, I mean, Richard's up there, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Anyways.
But anyway.
All right.
And also, Jimmy Johnson's paint scheme was unveiled for the Daytona 500 and a Carvana 84 Camaro. So his number was officially unveiled too. So
84.
Yep, cool stuff.
All right, that's good. All righty. All right, and let's move on to the wonderful world of IndyCar. So today we had probably the worst kept secret in IndyCar racing. Takuma Sato named to do the ovals for Chip Ganassi. Mm-hmm. That just strengthens that team completely on the ovals. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So good for Takuma and that. So that's going to pair well. He's taken on a role with Honda where he's in Japan now. Well, he's back home in Japan now, cultivating young talent. Mm-hmm. Tough. Not so much for European and European open wheel racing, but more so to bring them to the United States to IndyCar. Mm-hmm. So I think that's pretty cool. And Takuma's going to be really good. He's really good. Yeah. Plus, he's very personable. I like him. So, and that.
Well, and look at this. It's a dream scenario for both parties. You have Sato, who's won with two different teams at Indy, and Ganassi just is one of the top three teams that come into Indy with a top car.
Let's put it this way: he's won with Andretti, right?
Yep.
He's won with Bobby Rahal. He won a race for AJ Foyt, and then he win a race for Coyne, or he elevated Coyne's status even more so, and now he's a threat. Now he's got a chance to run for Ganassi. So Takuma has won for a lot of big teams. I mean, if he decides to quit Ganassi, all he needs to do is go get one for Penske and he'll be all set.
Yeah.
So kind of cool. That's kind of cool, I think. But we shall see, as they say. In other news broke. This one came out of. This definitely came out of left field. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's been like people wanted it to happen.
Yeah.
I just didn't. I wasn't expecting it to get
not this
broken.
Soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Kyle Larson, who we all love here, will be entering the 2024.
24, not 23.
I got all jacked because I thought it was this year, but then I read the fine print and it said 2024.
This is for next year.
This is for a year from now, and with Arrow McLaren in partnership with Rick Hendrick.
We'll be running the Indy 500
and the World 600.
Or sorry, he's attempting to run the.
Is it the World 600 or the Coca-Cola 600?
The Coca-Cola 600, but I like to call it the World 600 myself.
Okay, because I'm dating myself with that one. But anyway,
but
anyways, so he's going to run the double.
But he's running the double.
This is under the assumption that there are 33 cars or less, and he qualifies for the 500.
Right, he has to qualify in. I mean, he's in a really good spot to qualify.
No, he is. I don't anticipate him missing.
You know what? I shouldn't have said that because Fred missed.
Yes,
and it was with the same team.
Correct.
Well, not really. It was with Carlin, with some McLaren money. Right. It wasn't Arrow.
No, he's right.
Schmidt.
Still the same.
Not really, but
not entirely.
Anyways,
not really.
He didn't qualify. I was there to witness that.
Yeah.
And
oh my God, you must have lost it when you saw the Juncos guys.
Well,
the who guys?
You know.
Oh, anyways, so let.
But the other thing about that year too was Will Power almost didn't make it out.
Will Power.
I know.
And the Vraz and Chevrolet.
I almost saw two big names miss it.
That would have been
but only got one.
Yeah,
all right,
happens.
So
that's
speaking
exciting.
of Juncos.
Anyways, that's exciting. And speaking of Juncos, so they've now filled the remaining one. There's one slot left, I think, after this.
Oh, do they have 3 cars?
No. I think it's at Coin.
Oh, just on the grid.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it's
like full-time grid.
Juncos, Hollinger Racing, where Callum Ilott is driving. Mm-hmm. And I will say this, a very good team, even though they don't sound it, but they are. But they did knock McLaren out of the Indy 500 qualifying.
Mm-hmm. In 2019.
Who was with that? Who was that? Kyle Kirkwood? Oh no, it was somebody. It was the midget. He drove midgets, right? I think. Anyways, never mind. See, I shouldn't have said that.
Kyle Kaiser.
Kyle Kaiser. Yeah. That's right. So Augustine Canapino will be filling the seat. He's an Argentinian open wheel racer, and he's got pretty good pedigree. I mean, just no one's heard him here, but he's got credentials. So should be. I think it's good because Ricardo Juncos is Argentinian. So this is a huge deal.
Yeah.
So hopefully this is a gateway for them to tap that marketing, maybe get some sponsorship, kind of develop a feeder series and bring some Argentinian drivers into the series. Maybe Fangio will come back.
Maybe.
From beyond.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy. Mm-hmm. Put the leather helmet on. That'd be awesome. Probably win. Anyways, so that was good. I like that. So that leaves one seat left. And it seems like, I guess it's the one person they keep talking about is Stingray Robb. And the other person is Kyle Kiffin? Simpson. It's down to those two. So, anyways.
Well, I mean, Stingray Robb has been confirmed this week to do I think, with the IndyCar. Yeah, so I think he's set to sign up with Coin. Per motorsport.com.
That's reliable.
So, I mean, with Sato going to the 11, just doing the ovals, I mean, it does leave that 51 entry wide open.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So we'll get to that. So we'll see what happens there. Elsewhere in the world of news, I was talking with the gents before the show. I thought this was a pretty cool story broke out of Europe. Lilo Wardock, a French woman GT driver, has been named as one of the first is named the first ever factory female driver for a Ferrari. Mm-hmm. 21 years old. Good for her.
Very good accomplishment.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And where is she driving for anyone, or is she just announced as part of the factory lineup?
That's a great question.
But I mean, Nate was.
I'd imagine it's like a factory drive, like with the GTE or maybe GTE AM.
She's going to be in the GTE AM class within the World Endurance Series.
Oh, excellent!
All right.
Okay.
All right. Cool.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah. Well, we'll look forward to that.
That's huge.
That is huge.
Yeah.
That's great. That was one of those stories that was like under the radar, and I flipped by it and I was like, whoa, and I came back to it and I was like, awesome. Anyways,
I mean, like Nate was mentioning, I mean, the fact Ferrari factory drivers that they've had running in that GT program has been
Pierre Guidi.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of them just moved up to the LMH.
I know, shockingly.
Yeah. Oh, can't wait for that car.
James Claudio. They had, Fisichella.
Yep.
F1 driver, but, Ferrari.
Is Fisichella running in that? The LMH?
He's a Ferrari.
No, not the
LMH.
LMH.
I heard he was staying in the GT side.
He is.
But can't wait for that car to get on the track.
Oh man, if Fisichella was running the hypercar, that'd be cool.
Awesome. That'd be awesome. And then I guess kind of just going back to NASCAR for a minute. Kevin Harvick will be gracing the SRX series.
2 races.
Race 1 too. It's Stafford.
Yeah, and Berlin Raceway in Vermont.
He's going to do both. The New England tour. He's going to do both.
Yeah, he's doing 2 races.
Is the Rocket? Is Ryan? Is he running the full series again?
I hope so, because he was a threat for that championship.
And
he was winning it until Marco won it.
Well, we need Marco back in it.
Yeah. Oh my God, 1,000%.
I love that. All right. So that was I like that. I'm a big fan of that series. Plus, it's going to be
personally, this is a little bit of a hot take, but I think Marco Andretti would do great in NASCAR Cup.
Well, we're going to find out.
Andretti has to. I know they're just getting into F1, but I mean,
whoa,
it just.
What are you talking about, Nate?
What am I talking about? I think Andretti needs to get into NASCAR as a team.
They're going to Formula One.
Oh, I don't know.
It's just a pun.
Tartar sauce. My God.
Yeah. Anyways, well, that'd be
Maybe.
well. They have made intentions that they want to go to NASCAR too. So that'd be cool if Marco goes there. That'd be fun.
I think hitting an SRX race this year is probably on the calendar.
That's gonna.
The only thing I'm looking at right now is we got Kartmania that weekend after the race that's in Stafford, Connecticut.
Is that wait a minute? When is Stafford before Kartmania?
The Thursday before Kartmania. That's gonna be tight, at least for us.
When's the Berlin one? The weekend after?
In Bear,
it's the second race.
Vermont.
Yeah.
It's the week after.
That's Ken Squire's. That's one of Ken Squire's tracks, I think. He owns like a couple tracks up there.
Okay.
So.
Interesting.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
Mm-hmm. Other options.
Need the folks at NHK to kind of consult Christian on the scheduling for next year.
Other options for SRX are to go to Virginia, Michigan. There's 2 races in Michigan.
Eldora.
There is Eldora, and then the last race of the year is at Lucas Oil Speedway.
Oh, in Indy.
Which that's
weekend,
a good
what
track
weekend
for
is that? Is that the NASCAR weekend?
That's I don't have the NASCAR schedule pulled up, but it's the SRX race there is on August 17th.
Thursday night. Yeah.
I don't know where NASCAR is that week.
All right.
So unfortunately, NASCAR doesn't make my schedule.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We'll have to tune into our NASCAR insider.
Shock if people
Nate
haven't
Lavender.
Figured out that I don't follow NASCAR.
Well, we'll
much,
have Nate. Nate do
you don't?
That. Yeah.
No.
All right, and then
guys are
we'll move
missing out on those stages.
Move on to the world of Formula One. Formula One, and James Vowles has left.
Well, no, he hasn't left. He just went to the Mercedes B team, to be the team principal
like the
down there.
C team.
Who else? They have.
Oh, I guess McLaren.
Well, you got McLaren, you got Aston, and then you got Williams. So that's like the C team. That's like the D team.
I don't know. Aston and Williams are probably on the same level.
Nah, the Aston's quicker. A little bit. It's got Fred.
Well, I was gonna say that. That's what Williams doesn't have anymore is Lance Stroll. So that's clearly what's elevating it.
So this means we won't have James talking to Lewis, calming him down.
No, but he'll be closer to the grid to Valtteri.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Yeah, they'll say Logan, it's James.
Logan.
Let Alex by.
Let Alex by.
Please hold position.
Yeah.
Thank you.
He will not.
Yeah.
He will not get rid of that.
Oh man, he's still got he's still got Toto Jr. written all over him too.
But
anyways. Sorry.
But
he has what on him, Sean?
Huh?
He has what on? What is he?
He's Toto Jr. He really is.
But Sauber has yet to announce their team principal. Honestly, this is probably the first time that team principals have really been a headline news of F1.
Yeah.
I mean, realistically,
here we go, Nate. As we talked before the podcast, and you kind of poo-pooed me, and I told you what was going on. Confirmed, Trackhouse will not be entering Project 91 in the Daytona 500.
Wait, where'd you find this out?
It's on the news, Nate. It's on the news.
Motorsport?
No, autoracing1.com. Told you that. Why you didn't want to believe me? So
I mean,
it doesn't make sense.
It's not that I don't want to believe you.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't fit what they're trying to do.
It does, but it doesn't. You're trying to bring in other drivers from different disciplines.
The only driver you're going to bring in is somebody that's got oval or track experience, and that, like you
Carl
said,
Edwards.
is he now Carl. Let's talk to people that are going to bring excitement to the race. It's like really not interested in watching Carl Edwards drive.
Do a backflip.
No.
And run to the finish line after a wreck.
No, that's all right.
It's pretty exciting.
It's all right.
Nate and I ran to the finish line last week.
Yeah. Yeah, we did. Oh, my God. Yeah. I tried moving him out of the way, and I got the repercussions from that.
Try moving who?
Me.
Oh, you actually ran in that fiasco?
Well, on Tuesday nights, we.
I thought you were talking
the
the touring kart race this weekend. Last week, didn't they run this weekend?
Yeah, TKC runs every Thursday. We've been doing that.
No. Didn't they run Rhode Island?
No, they're actual.
No. I didn't run their kart race this weekend. Nate, we can discuss that later too.
Yeah.
Though.
Nate,
for sure.
Chris Catalano's running now.
He got his first TKC podium too by finishing second.
Yeah. No. There's no weight class or anything like that. You all have to weigh up to one.
Yeah, so that's a legit podium.
Yeah. Yep. There you go. Anyways, so that's so we got. Oh, there we go. Some breaking news. That's exciting. Nate was like, "No, that's gonna happen." So, that's awesome. All right, so let's move on to some racing action.
Yeah.
24 Hours of Dubai run this weekend. It's the Dubai Autodrome. It always cracks me up. It was a packed field, which was, what did they have, like 20? There was a ton of cars, actually. Sorry, hold on. I'm just trying to get the final count here. 43 cars. Actually, I'm sorry, 53 cars. And, so it's GT3, GT4, TCR run. And,
wasn't there a Porsche Cup class in that?
Yeah, the Porsche Cup. Isn't that like it's sort of, is that like GT4 hybrid or light?
The Cup cars?
Yeah, the Cup. Are they more advanced than the GT4 car?
They're more than a GT4, but they're less than the GT3.
And the GT3 ran because that was run by Earl Bamber.
To kind of put simple terms, I think it's just a less powerful GT3 car, but it's because it's still it's the 992 that's technically out there right now.
Yeah,
but they used to run the 911s,
right? So,
but the GT4 runs Caymans,
right? So, for instance, this weekend, Earl Bamber Racing ran their GT3 911, and GT3,
yes,
and they finished fourth overall. Okay. So that was, it was an interesting race. The Mercedes from Harbeth Motorsports, like those guys have been running, like they've been kind of.
These are the guys that qualified 1-2, right?
Yeah, 1-2, but they kind of dominate. Like they do really well in this series, and they do well elsewhere. And they were gone. Both cars were out within the first 6 hours of the race. It was unbelievable, and the whole race turned. And the guys from WRT who were running the BMWs this year, they also sort of came through the field and kind of took control of the race. And it was what's his name? Vanthoor. was like
Lawrence Vantor.
Lawrence Vantor was on fire. Like I don't know how many, whatever he drove. Like I think every other guy in the car drove the minimum, whatever the minimum max that they could drive, and I think he drove most of the race. But he was steamrolling everybody. He was awesome. But and then it was then there was Herbeth Motorsport runs Porsches. They were second. And then the other WRT BMW, which was awesome because this had Valentino Rossi in it. And now they qualified like 12th. And so, their whole goal was to try and finish as far up as they could. They ended up finishing third, and which I thought was great. Valley seemed a lot more at home in the BMW than he did in the Audi, which was weird. And
just for context, WRT ran an Audi
Audis, and
GT3
they were supposed
year.
to have the Audi LMD, whatever prototype program. They were going to get it. That got pulled, and now they are going to be running the BMWs in Europe on the WEC, and they're sending folks over to work with Rahal this weekend, or this next couple of races. So until the cars are built. So, well, actually, till next year because the BMWs aren't running in Europe until next year.
Yes.
So pretty cool there. And then in fourth place there was the Earl Bamber car, and that was interesting because that was run in conjunction with the guys from Grove Racing who run in the supercars and in Australian whatever that Fanatec series is down there, but they'll run in the 12 hours of Bathurst. They were using this as a test race for that.
Oh, okay.
So Antoine Di Pasquale came in and drove with the father and son Grove who run the team. So and they finished third. And I mean Bamber was like he was kind of like Vantor. He was like driving and like moving people. It was pretty cool. But it was fun. It was good. And then the guys from CP Racing, which are all it's Charlie Putnam, Charles Esplanade, Joe Foster, Shane Lewis. They all finished. They finished ninth overall, but first in the M class. And they're capable of winning races because they won the last race. They won, so they're a very capable team. But they just run in a different class. But it was very competitive. A lot of good GT3 teams. And then, like you said, Christian, there was a bunch of 992s running and stuff like that.
I heard I was listening to the Sports Car 365 guys kind of do their highlight reel of it, and he said the Audi that won in TCR won by like 70 laps.
Could have.
It was like a margin.
There was
like
a lot of
laps.
problems. There was like the TCR cars for some reason had a lot of problems.
It was, I mean, all the event was cool and all that stuff, and it's great. But a lot of the results were just like kind of dominant wins. But the TCR one looked like the most of them run away.
And TCR I thought that was the class that was going to be probably the most popular class to run in that. But the cost of buying those cars, it's like you almost can go buy a GT4 car for the cost. I mean, that's the same problem in IMSA. I mean, I shouldn't say problem, but that's the reason why a lot of guys just like, I can run GT4 and run in the GS category. I mean, because the cost of the car, the TCR cars are expensive. So, but so it was fun. That was a good race. And then I spent after we were on last week, I spent the rest of the week my nights post work watching the Chili Bowl. So that was a fun week, and that's a week-long event. So each night is a different qualifying series, and you pick which night you want to run, and you enter, and then you work your way. You go through qualifying, you go through heat races, and then you get to the main. If you win the main, you go automatically to Saturday night, so you don't have to go through all this stuff, which is pretty cool. And then so each night there's X number of people go in, get if you win, you go into the main. So after 5 nights, there's 5 guys that are locked in. Then there's some other folks that get locked in on some qualifying and stuff like that, and then everything kind of just falls into place where you score points and stuff on the week during the night, each night, and that all leads into Saturday, and basically everyone gets to run on Saturday unless your car got, I guess, trashed or something, But so they call it the alphabet soup. So it starts with like an O feature race. So we're talking now you got to work your way up.
Oh, I gotcha.
All right. So majority of people, I think the furthest anyone's come from is Sammy Swindell started like in like the 4 features down and made it to the A main.
I
Okay.
gotcha.
So, I mean, but we're talking about probably one of the legends of sprint car racing. So when they start going through that, you start working your way up the ladder and that. The crazy part was I was watching Midday and I was following, there was this kid they were talking about, Chris Carroll. So I'm like, oh, all right. Well, he started in the end feature. Okay. And he got all the way and he got bounced in the H feature.
That's pretty good.
He went,
Yeah.
what did they say? 7 races. So now he's got the record now.
Yeah.
For that, which is pretty cool. And you have to think about it. There's 365 guys driving in this thing that entered throughout the week. So it was pretty cool. So and then it all culminated on Saturday night in the A main, and the guy that really dominated, and he dominated on Monday night of all nights, was this guy Logan Seavey, and he drives for Kevin Swindell, and they came out of the. I saw them Monday night, and they came out gangbusters, and he was fast all night, and got through, won the feature of that race, went to the A main. He ended up, based on his times and stuff, he ended up starting on the pole that night, no matter what, and it was crazy. He just went out and dominated the race. It was, what was it, 28 laps. Rico got caught up in Rico Abreu got caught up in an accident, so that kind of cut his night short. But again, it was just a wild week of racing there. I mean, it's a lot of fun. I don't know if I could probably do the whole week there. I think my lungs would be killing because it's indoors and you'd be sucking in that exhaust fumes and stuff. But I
don't think it would be the exhaust. I think it would be the dirt.
The dirt. Well, that does get thrown up into the crowd and stuff. Although Chris and I really enjoyed the flip count.
Yeah. I didn't get to see what the final total was.
I didn't see what the final total was.
Well, you guys were watching, or at least had it in the background last week.
Oh, yeah.
You said the count was like 10 or 20. And
that was like the second night.
I was like, that's a thing? A flip count?
Yeah. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. The other thing is, it's kind of cool. They got some, the guys from Flow Racing do a nice job with it. They, it's not it's not the polished NBC production, which I'm kind of glad it isn't, because it's like the guys get they can pretty much, they go up and talk to the folks afterwards and stuff, and it's like they're not, just seems genuine more so than a show. So, but it was pretty cool. It was a good time. It was well worth the investment in the Flow app and getting the streaming service for the year. So, which is good because I'll get a lot of some sprint car racing for the year. So, but it was like I said, a cool event. I think I could probably do like Thursday, Friday, Saturday type thing. Be kind of fun.
Sorry, I'm trying to find the flip count.
All right. That's all right. Let's see. What else? Nate, did you run the touring kart race this weekend?
Yes. So I was. It was my first time to R1, and so I've never been there. But
is R1 gas or electric?
They're electric.
Electric. Okay.
And the R1 is where?
It's in Lincoln, Rhode Island. So it's a great track. I think the track was really nice. There's no casino there.
No, that's after the trip to Monza in March.
Oh, in Foxwoods?
Yeah. Are
you guys doing the 10 hours down there?
No. But I want to eventually.
Yeah.
But anyway, so there was a okay, so I ended up qualifying third in the pre-final I was in. And so what happened was I get off the line and I noticed that I started second. I'm sorry. Third place jumped the start. And I kind of saw it and I was like, oh, well, hey, after the race, I ended up finishing third and then I ended up protesting it. And they saw it. Jeff Ramsdale had the video of it. And sure enough, it was clear as day.
So just to be clear, you snitched.
I saw something, and it was going to be a penalty anyway. I just figured I'd make sure it was going to happen.
You sound like George Russell.
No, I don't.
You snitched.
I want a better result than what I have, but I'm also calling on what was happening.
That's what he does.
No. All right, Sean. If someone jumps the start on the race, are you going to call him on it?
No, really. I'm going to beat them on track.
I'm going to try and beat him, Nate.
Listen to you guys.
Karma.
Oh, my God.
Karma.
Anyway.
So what you're saying?
There's more to this.
So what you're saying is you couldn't beat the guy on the track, so you snitched.
Well, no.
All right.
No.
I'm gonna agree.
I'm gonna
have a meme. I'm gonna put George Russell's head on Nate's body.
Snitch. Gonna have a Mercedes suit with it.
We'll get you better walk in to the next round with a full Mercedes suit.
Oh my God! Don't make me throw up, please. But anyway, so it turns out they were already getting the guy for what, Sean? Oh, I'm not a snitch.
I know where we can get you a Mercedes hat.
Yeah, like a local dealership.
No, I'll just. Hemingway's probably got a few. Anyways, okay. Proceed.
Anyway, so
you protested.
I did, and I won because it was the right call, not because I was snitching. But also the leader jumped as well. I didn't snitch on that. If you want to call me a snitch.
No. He didn't snitch on the leader. So both first and third jumped. He reported third.
I came across the line in third.
So where did he end up first?
I ended up winning.
Yeah.
The pre-final.
This is the pre-final.
The pre-final. So you snitched to win the pre-final.
To come in second, if you want to go that way. But
where did you end up starting in the final?
Second.
Oh, because there's two pre-finals.
Yeah, there's two.
Gotcha.
So then what was it? Fastest lap determined the grid for the final.
I think it was just like odds and evens, but it was. I guess it was. I don't know the exact lineup, but I think that's the one that makes.
But that's
based on qualifying.
That's also as fair as IndyCar too.
Oh. Okay.
That's how IndyCar.
So there's two groups.
Qualifying. Gotcha. All right, go ahead. Proceed.
So, anyway, I get off the line. I line myself in third. I'm there for a while, and then on the last lap, I get passed. So I come across the line in fourth. Okay.
So, kind of like your colleague Lewis Hamilton, you left the door open.
No.
The on-track battle for third that he had was a good one. It was a good battle. The kid that was chasing him down was quick.
Flyweight.
So
kid weighed nothing.
Local.
Kid didn't weigh nothing. Kid weighed nothing.
But then so we get off, and all well and good. They announced me third. And I'm like, what is going on? Apparently, the guy that came in third, he spun someone out earlier in the race, and they gave him a one place penalty.
And somebody snitched on him.
The guy that got spun or whatever.
Snitched on him.
And so then I get third place.
Well, it wasn't Nate that snitched.
Congrats. No, I know. I'm just giving him a hard time. But he snitched before, so.
No, hey. they were
Well,
they were going to call
congratulations.
that anyway. Well, thank you, Sean.
So where do you sit in the points now?
The points aren't available on the website,
Oh,
but
okay. And
due to my calculations,
you missed the race, right? So you have a drop race.
yeah, I already have my drop
Drop
race, so my
race. Gotcha.
points are real.
Gotcha.
So and based on my calculations, I should be second, about 5 points off the leader,
Okay.
who is Ben Braley, who won this race. It's his home track, so he thousands of laps, and he, I would have bet all the money in the world that he would have won the race. And so, if I placed a bet, I would have won a lot of money. But
There you go.
I'll tell you what, he's not going to be sleeping these next two races because, choo choo, the Nathan train's coming. Here he comes.
Oh,
Hungry for two.
well, let's just hope someone doesn't snitch on you.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and Sean, I got my weight protested after that race. And I go on the scale and show Alec.
How do you get your weight protested? Don't they weigh you in?
They did. They weighed me before
that's what I'm saying.
Practice.
Yeah.
And
well,
so one driver, who I'll keep anonymous, protested my weight. Anonymous? Yeah. That's the word I was looking for.
Why can't we call him out? No, we don't want to.
Yeah, no. I don't want to be that guy just yet. But I was surprised. I was like, what?
A lot of pettiness in this series.
I mean, I guess they're looking for everything.
It sounds like NASCAR in Formula
There's
1.
no stages.
Yeah, it's
Yeah. All right.
Christian.
Now, Nate.
He saw it all firsthand.
Nate, in the touring car championship, if you get your wheels next to the guy, does that mean it's your corner already?
Nate got past and the guy wasn't even alongside him.
Yeah.
All
right.
There's a little bit of door.
So where's the next event?
So the next event is not for a while. It's going to be Lehigh Valley Grand Prix.
Jesus.
In Pennsylvania
Hell's
on
balls.
March 5th.
Oof.
So it's going to be a little bit before that happens.
Wow, you better leave now if you're walking. Well, spells.
Yeah. Right. Wow. Oh yeah.
That's a long time in between races.
That's a long way to go for a kart race too.
Well, they were going to go to Grand Prix New York in the middle of February, but I guess that deal just fell by the wayside. I don't know if the karts are just suboptimal or whatever.
Suboptimal.
Suboptimal.
Yeah. Well, anyways, congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you, and we'll keep. I'm going to keep the momentum going. This
excellent.
It's on. It's on. 2 races left.
Mm-hmm.
Well, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
It's exciting.
Oh yeah.
Gonna kind of switch it back. Nothing will be replacing the Chinese Grand Prix for F1.
That's true.
So we'll be
yeah.
sticking with 23 races for 2023.
Right, and it builds a gap. Was it supposed to be after Australia, that race, or was it? There was a gap there. It creates it's actually
after Australia.
I forgot.
Yes.
Yeah, but actually, you know what? It's kind of a welcome break.
Yeah, so they're gonna get 3 weeks off.
So it's Bahrain. Is it? No. Where are they starting?
Yeah, Bahrain.
Bahrain. Then they got a week off. Go to Jeddah.
And then they go to Australia, right?
Yes. So another week off, and then Australia, and then it's 3 weekends off.
And they go to Azerbaijan.
Yeah, Baku.
Baku.
And
I like that track.
Right after Baku is Miami.
Oh boy.
And then
Brace yourselves for the fake water.
Wait a minute. This is this global friendly, eco-friendly traveling system.
Yeah.
I know.
Where do they go? Where do they go after Miami?
After Miami, it's a week off, and then it's a triple header where they do Imola, Monaco, and Spain.
So
Which that's
basically
reasonable.
we go.
But
we.
Yeah. No.
So we go from Australia to Baku.
No, you go from the Middle East to Australia to Baku, then you do your triple weekend in Europe.
Then we come to this lone race in the United States.
Yeah, in Canada.
No, you didn't.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you do that one.
What? See, this is my whole thing.
And then you come back, and then you go back again because then Canada is like a week or two
Why
later.
is it like? Don't they just put it like a week, 2 weeks before Canada, and they go to Miami, and then they go to Canada?
No. You're not making as much money as you would be if you did it that way.
Okay, whatever.
Cash is
No,
king.
it
Cash
is
king.
it
just
is
seems
stupid.
dumb, but
it is stupid.
Anyways,
when this calendar came
then-
out back
then-
in September
no.
or October, whatever it was, I put a calendar together because I was
When-
like, this is ridiculous.
when
I
is-
put
when-
together a 19 or 22
I know we're
race
kind of just
calendar and
random stream
yeah,
of consciousness.
it is-
When
it
is
is bad.
Vegas?
end of the year.
Yeah, like
Is that before?
October.
No, I think they do. No. They do Brazil, Vegas, and then Abu Dhabi.
Well, that almost it's sorta okay because it starts in Austin, right?
Yeah, you go Austin, Brazil,
Mexico,
Brazil, Vegas.
Vegas.
And then,
Okay, that I almost can live with because you wouldn't want to have the two U.S. races back to back. That's just dumb. It's two. I know it's going to be two different crowds, but I
depends on
think the Vegas. I think if it was in Vegas first, it would impact. It would impact Austin,
Yes, just because it's Vegas' first year.
right? And then you got Mexico, so I think it's fine where it is. I think that makes
Yeah,
sense.
no,
I don't
I
have a
don't-
problem with that. You're kind of staying in the same relative part of the.
But
the
it can
world.
all be better because you jump around the globe completely.
Oh,
And not
Right.
to mention that you like while doing all this,
I just
you
don't
make
understand.
a pit stop back in England to
what I
refresh
don't.
with
I guess
parts.
the one I don't get is you go from Baku to Miami, the back to It's just why isn't it they just go Australia to Miami, then to Baku, then to Europe? Wouldn't that make more sense?
But why do you do Australia and then wait until later in the year to go back for Japan and Singapore?
Well,
You're hitting all
Japan.
all
Yeah,
corners of the
that's a
earth,
good question
like three times.
because Japan, the later you go in the season, the weather is crappier over there.
Again, it's a crapshoot, and
Well,
then you
Singapore. It's when they show up there, it's like it's hot as Hades there. So.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I understand even though you go on different sides of the globe, like you do have different hemispheres, so
know.
like the
It
temperature is
just-
going to be different. But
From my point of
But
view,
it
it's
is-
logistics and wear and tear on the teams.
It
It
is.
just seems
It's ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
because if you do look at, there is a logistics video on YouTube,
Right, I've seen
and
that. Yeah.
and they ship stuff. They I think they have like 3 or 5 race sets that are shipped
yeah.
like 3 to 5 months in
Yeah,
advance
they
of
do.
where they're going.
There's stuff that goes by sea, and then there's the stuff that goes by air.
Yeah, and the stuff by air is the more critical stuff.
Right.
So.
Oh,
But yeah.
there you go.
What else? We're waiting on 2 teams to release their unveil date for when they're going to watch their cars and the liveries that they have. For F1
Andretti
team.
and
No, for F1.
Andretti and
Yeah. Well, Andretti's got 2 years. Or, no, a year.
So who's
want
left?
that.
Don't tell me Haas.
Alfa Romeo and Haas.
Oh,
Oh,
So, and
and K Mag's out of the Daytona 24.
yes.
he is. Yep.
Yep, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
Well, Jan is still in it, right? Like
Yes.
he's still
Yeah,
doing.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
So they're trying to find another driver right now.
But
Jerome. Jerome.
Chris Knappett's phone blows
Right.
up.
Jerome.
Red Bull is doing. They're going to be the first team to release their car on February 3rd, and then right now the dates go through the 16th, where we're
And
gonna,
that Red Bull launch is here in the States.
both Red Bull and AlphaTauri.
That's
They're
right,
doing-
in New York City.
New York City?
Yep. But the one I'm looking for is Ferrari because
Ferrari.
they're releasing on Valentine's Day, so it's a very red day.
It's very sweet.
Yeah. and it's the day to just forget the heartbreak of last year.
Yeah, right.
And maybe
it's
make
a
up.
new year.
Maybe make up for the new year.
We shall
I think
see.
Fred's going to look good in this suit when they unveil the card. He's going to be like, I think he's going to grab this opportunity with both hands and really make something wild happen.
But I know I'm going to kind of take a turn here. But speaking of unveils, Cadillac unveiled their liveries for their GTP cars.
Yeah,
and those
fantastic.
look excellent.
They were awesome.
Yeah,
they were awesome. They got the Whelen Engineering red.
I'd
on
like
one
to
of the
see
cars,
those.
and then the yellow.
I'd like to see those next to the Ferrari because the Ferrari looked
sweet. But they got their blue livery going to be running in WEC. So,
America.
Yes.
Yeah. No, that car's going to look. The two Cadillacs are going to look really good first come Daytona, and then that blue Cadillac's going to look really good at Sebring once the WEC series begins.
Something that happened in between that Daytona test that they had and now, Penske took the Porsches back to Sebring again. They tested it. They did another big test down there.
Jeez. But everything
he ain't messing around.
Everything I've seen from Porsche's standpoint is that they're really just focused on reliability.
Yeah. Well, that's what Porsche is.
Because they know you almost know that knowing every team in racing, you're probably going to be having some sandbagging. So I'm sure whoever has probably the most or who has the better performing car without BOP will win this race because they've probably sandbagged it correctly.
Yeah.
But I think maybe not if it's not this year for Porsche out on outright pace, then next year definitely.
Yeah. I mean, this year is definitely going to be kind of.
But it does come to the other thing too of like, well, if with Porsche and all its reliability testing, will it just outlast everyone else?
I think everyone's kind of gunning right now. I think the big thing is winning at Daytona is obviously important. Yeah. Winning at Sebring is important. I think the way these teams are looking at it is they just want to survive.
Yeah.
So if they don't get the outright win, they'll get the class win. So if an LMP2 car, it wouldn't shock me if an LMP2 car won outright.
You would need a lot of.
I understand that, but it could happen.
For all the teams.
All right?
Yeah, it could.
Okay, so I think what everyone's gunning for is June in Le Mans.
Oh yeah.
That's when this all comes to. That's when this ramps up.
But that's also this is what you want
right
out of this platform too, where Le Mans is the race, and it's again not discrediting any of the races that go on here in the States. But
for everything right now up until Le Mans, whether it's IMSA, WEC, whatever, is all reliability testing.
Yes.
And racing.
Yeah.
When we get to Le Mans, that is when the gloves come off, and going forward. So at that this is when this all goes kaboom, and like this is the nuclear option. I mean, I think that's when this whole thing just blows up and goes. Mm-hmm. Because after that, then it's like game on.
Yeah.
Right. So. Look, it's the crown jewel. It's the race all manufacturers and teams want to win.
Yeah. So.
I mean, from an IMSA perspective, though, for the championship, there really isn't that much left of the calendar after Le Mans. There's more GT races than there is GTP races.
Yeah, because the way the calendar is.
Yeah.
But it's more.
And you have all of your.
Watkins Glen is post Le Mans.
Yes, it is.
Road America is post Le Mans.
Yep, and then Road Atlanta. I think those are your three races. Because then you have Lime Rock and VIR, but those are GT
rounds. Is Laguna?
Mosport.
Oh, Mosport.
I think Laguna.
That's right. Laguna's after Long Beach.
Yeah, and then, but no, Mosport. The GTP cars will go to.
Yep. Yes.
See, that's wild to me that track's a.
Oh, that track? I know.
That track you take the GTP cars to, but you don't take it to VIR or Lime Rock.
Yeah, more so VIR than Lime Rock. Lime Rock is just you can't do it.
Oh, come
Yeah,
on.
you can.
Come on. With the new
LMP1 cars have raced on there with ALMS.
With the chicane,
As much as I'd like to see it, I don't think the race would be as good as you think.
I think it'd be fine.
Yeah. All right.
I think it'd be okay.
But anyways.
Yeah. All right.
All right. So on that note, we look forward to the Roar this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Let the sandbagging begin. At least until Sunday, right? Because Sunday is qualifying.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm excited. It's gonna be a good time.
As if qualifying for a 24-hour race has ever mattered.
The only thing is, like, this is I mean, I think I can get this. I think it's IMSA. Is IMSA or Radio Le Mans? Are they covering this? The Roar. They cover the Roar, right?
Yeah.
But there's no TV coverage.
Yeah, isn't it all
Peacock?
No, there's nothing.
What?
There's no TV coverage of the Roar.
Oh, of like the practice.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the Michelin Pilot Series though.
They don't. No, it's next week. They're all next week.
Oh,
next Friday.
Okay. All right.
They have Mazda's.
I mean, the
Mazda race is a Thursday, Friday.
There'll be qualifying coverage of this weekend.
Sunday will be qualifying coverage probably on Peacock.
Yeah. But practice
is
probably not
via
that
the
much.
radio, IMSA radio or Radio Le Mans. Yeah. So, and then next week we'll kind of take all that info and we will come up with our picks, kind of see what happens, and we'll discuss sports car racing next week.
I found out that there's a fantasy sports car. I can show it with you guys after this, but it does exist.
Yeah, right. I want to see this.
It's very similar to how the F1 stuff is.
Fortunately, sports car and auto racing did make the list of events that you can bet on in Massachusetts. So
right.
Thank God.
Excellent.
Whenever we're allowed to do that.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
But anyways, all right. Well, thank you all for joining us again tonight. We appreciate you taking time to listen. As they say, hit that like button, subscribe, and leave a review.
Good night.
Thank you guys for listening to the Redness Podcast, hosted by Christian Abbott, Sean Abbott, and Nathan Lavin. It's produced by Christian Abbott, and music is by Alex Wart and Harrison Tate.